Hey guys, how's it going? That is Antipaxos, the smaller island next to Paxos here. And I just discovered this totally randomly. I don't know if it's like on the tourist maps or if it has a name or what, but it is very, very surreal. Nothing else quite like this that I've seen elsewhere on the island. I've been here for 4 days now and I haven't really been filming much. Look at that. Some crazy geological phenomenon going on here. This would be some pretty amazing cliff jumping here. I mean, it's doable. I don't know if I'd jump from here, but maybe from like there or something. But the problem is then you gotta get out of the water. There's a channel over there that I will walk over to in a second. I have a motorbike and I was just cruising along and then saw sort of a path and went along it, and lo and behold, came across this here. A kind of hazy day, some sort of a column up there. Not sure if that is like historical, some sort of an ancient thing or something more modern. But I'm going to start walking around here, and I now have to be very, very careful because if you want to twist an ankle, this is a great place to do it. Now, fortunately, I have on my good Tiva sandals that are super grippy. I know I've talked about my sandals plenty in the past, but just to make the distinction between the flip-flops, I would not recommend walking around something like this wearing flip-flops, but these things are super grippy and actually kind of perfect for this kind of exploring. You can take boat trips over there. Apparently really nice beaches. Maybe I'll get over there tomorrow. We shall see. I've just been kind of taking it easy, catching up with the video editing, waiting for videos to upload. One has been going for 2.5 days and it is at 80%. And so probably post it tomorrow, but that is the Wi-Fi situation on the Greek islands. All right, want to be extra careful here. Get over here and then let's head back to the motorbike. You can see the road over there, some cars parked. But I want to show a little bit more. And so I was thinking about what I could talk about to add to this video. Pardon me if I am looking down instead of at the camera for obvious reasons. And so I thought that I would talk about the first time that I came to Greece in 1990. Tell the story of spending a month here. My first traveling trip abroad. I was 18 years old, hopped on a plane on May 1st, spent the next month hitchhiking around the British Isles from London to Cornwall in the southwestern corner of England, and then up through Wales and England to John O'Groats, the northernmost point of Scotland, and then Isle of Skye, and then caught a ferry across to Belfast, Northern Ireland, and then hitchhiked across Ireland to Galway, and then from there back across Ireland, and then caught a ferry to Le Havre, France, and went to Paris. It was raining in Paris, and I had had plenty of, crappy weather in the UK, of course. It was late May or early June, and I was just in the mood for some serious sunshine. And so I decided to bail on Paris and just head straight for Greece. I had a Eurail pass, and so I caught a train straight down through Italy, no stops, got to Brindisi, the port town, and then caught a ferry over to Corfu. Corfu is right near Paxi here. So Corfu was my first Greek island, but I had never heard of Paxi until very recently, like a few weeks ago. I spent a few days on Corfu and then took the ferry from Corfu to the port town of Patras on the Greek mainland. And on the ferry, then I met this gorgeous Swedish woman. She was also 18, and we just kind of hooked up, and then we traveled across the Greek mainland by train and then to Athens, and I didn't even stop in Athens. Maybe for a day, or maybe it was later that I stopped in Athens, I forget. But I think that we just went straight to Piraeus, the port, and caught a ferry from there heading for the islands. And so over here is the channel that if you ended up in the water on purpose or accidentally, then you could swim over here and get back on land. from Athens and Piraeus, the port of Athens, then we headed for the Greek islands. However, I have no idea which island we actually bought the ferry ticket for. It was for the first island that that particular ferry went to. I don't know if we knew anything about the island itself. We were just both on a, extreme budget. My budget for that trip was $11 a day for almost 4 months. I spent like $1,300 in the entire 4 months. I had a tent and a sleeping bag and I guess a camping mattress. You had to scrimp on everything, even though $11 went further back then, but still, it was very, very tight. And so somehow or another, then we decided to catch a ferry to this one island. Joanna and I, was her name, the girl from Sweden, were sitting on the ferry, and we arrived at the island that we had paid the ticket for. And then we took a look at it and we're just like, I don't know, it doesn't look that, great. Let's just go to the next island. And I'm not recommending doing this. You should pay for the island that you're actually going to, but we were young and, didn't intend to do that. It was just like, let's just stay on the ferry. And so we stayed on the ferry until the next island. We got to that one, and again, we were like, I don't know, it doesn't really look all that inspiring. Let's just go to the next one. And we just kept doing that for like maybe 5 islands or something like that. And then the ferry got to the last island that it was stopping at, where everyone had to get off. And so we were like, okay, well, I guess we get off here and see what it's like. Well, that island was Santorini. I don't think that I knew anything about it. I mean, maybe I had a guidebook, but I really don't remember at all if I knew anything about Santorini, that it was like the iconic, Greek island. Anyways, we get off there, go find a hostel, and we spent, 4, 5, 6 days there or something. And then basically we just kind of went our separate ways from there. I forget where Johanna was going next, but we said goodbye eventually, and sadly, because she was a beauty. But no email back then or anything, so I lost total contact, but who knows? Maybe she's still traveling somewhere. And so here's that channel. Kind of funky looking, but you could get out of the water at least. And so from Santorini, I just decided to go back to the mainland. Now, people often ask me, why do you only go to the islands and don't explore the mainland at all? And so that's one of the reasons I thought that I would make this video and talk about that first trip to Greece, because I explored a lot of the Greek mainland, and it is absolutely worth exploring. There's a lot to see. So I took the ferry, as far as I can remember, straight back to Athens. From there, then I met up with this other girl, Rosalind from England, who I had met at the Lake District of England. Really pretty area of mountains and hills and grasslands and stuff. There is my motorbike over there. We had been in touch, I guess, by mail or whatever. She was a secretary in London, like 7 years older than me, 25. She had some time off, like a week's vacation or whatever, and so we arranged to meet up in Greece. She flew out, we met up, and we went to the Peloponnese. I don't remember at all, I don't think we had a car. Pretty sure we didn't, because I remember us hitchhiking at one point, so I guess we didn't. We went to Olympia, the original, Olympia, where the first Olympic Games happened. And then other points on the Peloponnese. I remember going to a castle. That's where we hitchhiked. I guess the bus didn't go any further from the town where we were staying, because I think that is how we were getting around. Because from there, we wanted to see this castle at the tip of the Peloponnesus, one of the 3 main peninsulas. I forget which one. There was this castle that was a jumping off point for the Crusades, back in the, 11th, 12th, 13th century, something like that. And so the Europeans would come down, get to there, and then get on a ship and head for Israel and the Middle East and go fight their crazy religious wars. All right, so this is the peninsula thing, almost an island, looks like. And I thought that I should find a different view for the rest of this story. So let's try not to wreck this thing. Get up the hill, see what's up there. I have no clue. Looks like they got honeybees. Mongonisi Beach. Let's take a look at this one, although it won't be a good place to tell a story since it's busy, it looks like. So here's one way to figure out the Greek letters is know your beers. Alpha. Alpha. So the A is an A. The A without a crossbar is an L. The O with a line through it is a PH, or an F. And then again A. So alpha. And so we hitchhiked from the town where we were staying on the Peloponnese to this castle, and we get there and it was closed. We arrived like mid-afternoon, but it closed at like, I don't know, 2:30 or some kind of early hour. And so we were disappointed, but we decided to poke around, and we found a way into the castle, like sneaking in. Again, not condoning this, but we'd gone all that way, and we found a like way up and over the wall somehow that wasn't, you know, crazy, you know, climbing up something too intense. But anyways, we got into the castle and then we had it all to ourselves and just wandered around. It was really cool. So that is the Mongonisi Beach. I think I'm going to keep on going. Kind of some views, but gates. Looks like kind of fancy properties. And then it's going downhill over here, so I don't know if there's too much to see here. End of the road. Some property for sale. Good location. Maybe not good for farming. So I decided to come back here because, for one thing, it is a good place to tell stories, and also I want to see what that column is, and also see further beyond up here, see what else there is to see. And so Rosalind only had a week's vacation, and to the best of my recollection then, we took the train from Athens going north. I planned to climb Mount Olympus, and so we said goodbye at the stop there, the train station for Mount Olympus, the closest stop. So I guess she must have been flying out of Thessaloniki. That's just the only thing that actually makes sense. Okay, this column is nothing special, it looks like. But anyways, we said goodbye there, and I then started walking. It was like middle of the afternoon, I guess, because I started walking and it was like a 5 mile or 8 kilometer or so walk. This is some just modern concrete thing, it looks like. And so it was a walk up this hill from the train station up to the village where you stay for the night at a hostel, and then you can leave your big backpack there, and then the next morning you get up with just a day pack like this here, and you hike up the mountain about like 2/3 of the way, and then there's a lodge on the side of the mountain there. You stay the night there, and the next day you summit and then come back all the way down back to the hostel where you stayed the first night, and maybe stay there again, but either way, pick up your backpack there so that you don't have to carry, all your stuff up the mountain. So Mount Olympus was a really epic experience. This is looking tough to get through. Let's see about around the corner here. But from there, I continued north to Meteora. Meteora is a phenomenal site of old monasteries, Greek Orthodox monasteries, perched atop these massive, pillar cliffs. Several different monasteries, and you can hike up to them and check them out. Really, really interesting. But I continued north to Thessaloniki, Now my best memory, whoa, this is looking like a spectacular view. And I can actually keep on going, cool. See what's around the next corner. And watch out for those cliffs. It's kind of a trail here. So, going backwards in time, like a month or so, I was in Ireland. I was walking to catch a bus or a train or something, or I guess I was walking to hitchhike because I was still hitchhiking at that point. I don't remember exactly, but I do remember that it was like maybe kind of raining, misting or something like that. And I was walking along through these leaves and I saw a glint in the leaves. Just this like glint of something that didn't seem like it should be there. So I investigated and it was a gold ring, like kind of hidden under these leaves. So I grabbed it, nobody else around, and just kind of stuffed it in my backpack, kind of forgot about it. And then when I was in Greece hanging out with Rosalind, then at one point then I showed her the ring and she said, wow, that's like a real gold ring, that might be worth something. So I was thinking about trying to sell it. And in Thessaloniki, then I finally tried to sell it. Whoop, here we got a good size spider. Let's see if I can kind of step over. There we go. And so I walked around Thessaloniki, going into these jewelry stores. The first one offered me the equivalent of $50 in Greek drachma. And I said, okay, thanks for the offer. I'm gonna, think about it. And so I walked around asking at other jewelry shops thinking, well, if he just offered me $50 right off the bat, maybe I can get more somewhere else. But no luck. All of them looked at me like, you're a thief who stole that ring from somebody. And so I went back to the other guy and sold it to him for the $50. Now I had a broken backpack at that point. I bought this massive backpack in California before I started the trip. Okay, I think I'll stop here. But what a cool hike. It was this massive red backpack, and one of the metal bars had broken. It was like a classic old school style external frame backpack. Oh, we got a boat down there. And for some reason then one of the poles had broken, and it was just kind of awkward to carry. And so after I sold the ring, it might have even been like that same day or something, then I was walking around Thessaloniki and I saw this backpack hanging up on a storefront that was the equivalent of $50, and I really liked it. It was smaller, and so I bought it and kind of pared down my stuff, got rid of some things. And so from Thessaloniki, then I was looking at the map, trying to decide which way to go from there. This was 1990. Yugoslavia was still Yugoslavia. Yugoslavia was just north of Greece there. Now it is, of course, North Macedonia and Serbia and Croatia and Slovenia and Montenegro, Bosnia and Herzegovina. But at the time it was Yugoslavia. My Eurail train pass was not valid in Yugoslavia. Still, I was seriously thinking about hitchhiking up through Yugoslavia back to the rest of Western Europe. But in the end, then I decided not to, and instead, somehow I got back west. I probably took a bus from Thessaloniki over to the western side of Greece, and then I took a ferry back to Italy and continued my adventures from there up into Central Europe, into the Alps, Austria, Switzerland, etc. So that is the full story of my Greek adventure, my first traveling trip when I was 18 years old. Interesting times. And boy, would it have been interesting to have gone through Yugoslavia then. That probably would have taken a while. I had no idea what was there, you know. But it would have been so cheap back then. All right, I'm going to hop back on the motorbike and keep exploring, but probably won't see too much more today, and maybe film some more tomorrow of lovely Paxi or Paxos. And maybe get over to Antipaxos, we'll see. So this is how it works around here. You see a beach, you park, you hike down to it, one way or another. Looks like there is sort of a path. Nobody else on it, and that water looks spectacular.